Hello. I overslept this morning. It means that all of the animals got fed an hour late. But that's all it meant. And I think they're all okay. I think they're all fine. Nothing awful happened. But in fact, I overslept and I woke up and I was like, shit. But then I was like, but I needed that sleep. It's not a big deal. It's not a catastrophe. And I remember, though, that when I was sick, it was a catastrophe if I overslept, because I would used to fill my day with all of this stuff, and I had to do all this exercise first thing in the morning, and it means that my day used to be like to a T, completely full of activities, because I never wanted any free time, because I was scared I would eat if I wanted to eat. I used to distract myself from my hunger by just being busy the whole time. And so if I overslept, it just felt like an utter catastrophe, because the choice was, well, I either do an hour or however long I'd overslept less than what my normal routine is, which felt like that was a non-option, or it meant that I just push everything back, or it meant that I try and do everything super fast, or it just felt like this huge problem in my head. And usually I would react to that problem by being like, well, I just won't eat, I'll eat less to make up for the fact that I overslept. So that it would be just, that sort of thing is just so stressful, and it's just wonderful not to have a brain that does that anymore. To have a brain that just goes, oh, I got some extra sleep, no big deal. Anyway, all right, so this email here is from Ellie, and Ellie says, I was wondering if you could do a video on overshooting and how to deal with all those negative thoughts and perceptions about your new weight gain. I'm at the weight that I first spiraled into my eating disorder, and I feel that I will just keep gaining weight. I also hate looking at myself now in the mirror. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Thanks, Ellie. All right, Ellie. Well, I wrote a blog called The New Body Problem, and so that's also in my book. There's a chapter called The New Body Problem. And so I think that I'm not going to regurgitate the entire chapter, but that talks about how your brain gets used to you being underweight, and then when you gain weight, your brain just kind of noticed that, and you've got to try and allow your brain to notice that, because that's your brain's job, to notice changes, but not necessarily allow yourself to jump into that change is negative. Now, you may or may not be an overshoot. This may be your natural body weight. Your judgment over that, and that you don't like that, wouldn't make that any less true. I don't know if you're a natural body weight or not. I don't know if you're an overshoot or not. What I'm saying is that you have to be accepting of where your body needs to go and where it lands and where it ends up. And if, despite the fact that you don't like that, or your eating disorder doesn't like that, doesn't make it any less true that may be your truth. And if you are committed to not suppressing your natural body weight, then whether you like it or not, your body is your body, and you absolutely have to learn to accept it, because your body is the only living thing that you're going to be with your entire life. So you can either work out how to accept your body and how to be friends with it and hopefully live a happy and healthy life, or you won't, and you will be forever at war with your body and forever disliking it. And nobody can be happy. That's like being married to someone that you really despise. You're not going to have a happy life. That is not a recipe for success. Now, most of us don't like that truth. Don't like the truth of, if you want to be happy, you have to learn to accept your natural body weight. And so because we don't like that truth, we don't work out how to do it. So I think you're probably a really smart person. And if you can understand that, like it or not, in order to be happy, you have to work out how to be friends with your body. If that is your intention, I know that you will work out how to do it. The reason that most of us don't work out how to do it is because we don't want to. We still hold that kind of, I don't want to be friends with this body. And that is really, really detrimental to your health and happiness. So I think that there's a lot of neural rewiring in this shit as well, because you just even said in that email, yeah, I don't want to look at myself in the mirror. Every time you have that reaction to a mirror, I don't want to look at myself, you give your brain the message that your body is something to be despised. And so it's no wonder at this point that your brain doesn't like your body, because you've been taking all of these actions and all of these thoughts that give your brain the message that your body is something to not be liked. So if you can bring in that awareness of how, on a daily basis, am I teaching my brain that my body is something to not be liked, you'll start to see that your brain is just doing what you've been telling it to do when it doesn't like your body. And so the action that you need to take is noticing the ways that you do that, and not allowing yourself to doing it, not allowing yourself to do anything that would give your brain the idea that there is anything wrong with your body, because there isn't. So, and your brain will learn, and that's how your brain stops deciding that you don't like your body anymore, and that's how you stop disliking your body. But you can't stop disliking your body if you continue to act as if you dislike your body. I hope that makes sense, because it's really important. There's nothing easy in this. For many of us, there's a grief period as well that's part of that acceptance. There's a grief period for the skinny body where we really have to let that go. But it's worth it. And even for me, that grief period, I didn't even like my skinny body, and I still had all of this shit going on. I was still scared of weight gain. That grief period for the skinny body, for me, was actually also it was very bittersweet. I was glad to let go of it at the same time, which is difficult to explain, but hey, we can be contrary. we can have all different types of conflicting thoughts and emotions at the same time, and that's okay, because that's just being human. So I hope that helps, and best of luck to you. Guys, for those people writing emails, keep writing emails. I don't get them to them for a while because I have a really long list, but that doesn't mean to not send your email, because even if don't answer your email for months, and you've already worked it out, hopefully by the time I get around to it, other people will benefit from the questions that you ask. So it's a long list, but I do try and get around to all of them eventually. So thank you for your patience. Bye.